Our latest winning trades, Zilica, just under 10% profit. Here's another good trade we had recently, Cocos, just under 20% on this one. Entered up here at 173, took profit at 140. Here's the Bitcoin price. It looks like we're coming down into the 25,000 area. Right now I'm waiting for the dollar to finish its run. And I think that's where Bitcoin will bottom for its bounce, which will probably be somewhere in this blue zone right around here, 24,700 area. And then we'll see what it does from there. If it continues down, if the stock market goes down and the dollar's going up, then maybe we'll get Bitcoin come down to 20,000. But we'll get to this point and we'll see what happens. So the dollar's in its 20-day cycle, which ends right about here on the 26th. So anywhere in this area, we will get a top. We'll see if it makes it all the way up here to the resistance zone and touches it before it comes down. But this is what I'm gauging Bitcoin and our shorts on, that once this is done its run, then that should be the bottom where we take profit on our shorts, and that should be the short-term bottom for Bitcoin. So we're just going to keep our eyes on the dollar. And if we go over to the stock market, here's on the daily chart, it's not looking good. But here we are hitting this resistance zone that we've been rejected every time. And if it does collapse, we've got a long way to drop. The US government came out and said that they're looking at a 45% drop. I think that had to do with the debt ceiling. If the debt ceiling wasn't raised, we would have a huge drop in the stock market. I don't see what would get the stock market to break this resistance zone and start heading up, back up to its all-time high. Some other good crypto news was my mom tried to go into the bank yesterday and get some money out. Not much, a few $1,000s, and they wouldn't let her. They started grilling her over why she was taking the money out, and the first thing they started going into was asking her if she's going to be buying Bitcoin. And they called the bank manager out. He came out. They're saying the same thing. They're freaking out, saying that they hardly have any money on hand, and that she shouldn't be buying Bitcoin or cryptos. So this is extremely bullish news on cryptos. And then if you go to Max Keiser, what he was saying at the Bitcoin conference.
To Bitcoin Miami 2023, welcome to the main stage. Welcome home.
As these fiat money currencies around the world collapse in real time, and as these central banks are now exposed as having nothing on their balance sheet but hamster poop, people are realizing that super hyper Bitcoinization is the way to fight super high hyperinflation. So we're at the end game of the 300-year experiment of central banks. Kind of the inherent fraudulent models that run these big banks is come under the weight of its own fraud, and they're all collapsing. And Bitcoin was really invented as a central bank killer. So now it's Bitcoin's time. So those who are not getting into Bitcoin now, it's because their DNA was not meant to survive into the next 2 or 3 generations, right? So, we're building the Ark in El Salvador. We welcome everyone to come to the Ark and save the savior that is El Salvador. And if you prefer to go down with the ship, fuck you. And the CBDC is a shitcoin. They're reinventing fiat money. All derivatives based on shitcoinery are just fiat money, centralized, and not worthy to have a discussion point. The number of people joining BRICS is vastly faster than the number of people who want to join NATO. So we're entering into a BRICS versus NATO global bifurcated financial world, and the global south is skewing toward perfect money, that is Bitcoin.
And then there's the Ledger news. If you don't do the firmware update, you'll be okay for now. And it looks like Ledger's getting rid of that update from all the backlash in the last couple days. Good thing to do would be to get your money off of a Ledger and get into some other ones. I heard Trezor's good, and spread it out amongst a few different hardware wallets and just kind of keep your eye on the news. But if you are stuck in a nano Ledger right now, just don't accept the update. I'm just going to go through a few coins that we're in the Telegram group. A lot of these are on the free Telegram group. Some of them are on the pay one. So here's SXP. We entered at 43 cents. Take profits at 35. Everything's looking good. So far we're up 8%. So we'll just let this one run down. and take profit. Here's SNX, bit of a tricky one. I entered here at 217, take profits at 150. If it does bounce up, which I doubt it will right now with what Bitcoin and the stock market and dollar are doing, but if it does bounce up here, I'll buy another short and we'll fix that trade. If not, we're gonna wait for it to break through this support level down to this one and we'll take profit. So this one's just kind of in limbo in the middle right now, but we'll wait and see which direction it moves. Either way, we'll win. If it does bounce up here and come back right around here in the middle, we'd end up being even. We'd be about even there by doing another short here, or I could wait for it to come back down here, close this one out at a small loss, and we'd make a profit from this short. Should be about 24%. Okay, here's H bar. This is where we put our short in at the rejection at this resistance zone at 0.052. Right now we're at 0.050. We're up about 4%. We're gonna wait for it to drop and hopefully hit this support level, make 15%. There's a good chance that that'll happen. It's been rejected up here. It should come down. So we're just gonna hold on and wait for this one. So here's RNDR. This one's been super stubborn, but I thought we were gonna get a top here. Thought we were gonna get rejected here and get a head and shoulders. Head and shoulders right here. Thought that's what was gonna happen here, but we pumped through another high. I thought we were gonna get a double top here, especially on when this wick happened. I thought that was it. Now we pumped up a little bit more, but it is running out of steam. If you look at the RSI, you can see it's weakening, but it just keeps fighting, hanging in there. So if it does make it up to this resistance zone, which is a big one, it's at this level where we've had a support, rejected, 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 then I'll put another short in. I'm just gonna keep shorting all the way up in grid pattern until we get the retracement. You can see it following this channel. So there's a good chance we will get a rejection here and come back down. So make it easier with this line. So we should get this, no problem. When we get that, these two are in profit. This one's at a small loss and we made money. So that's the RNDR mess that will be fixed. No matter what these do, we have a strategy and a plan that we're gonna attack them and make money no matter what. You just have to have lots of ammo for when you're wrong to be able to correct the trade. I did a video on this yesterday. Okay, so it's looking good, it's coming down. You never know with these when they pump like crazy, showing the weekly chart. So when these guys pump like crazy, you never know, they still can get some more momentum and just charge through up to this level. But when I look at the RSI, it looks like it's done. And with Bitcoin and going down and the dollar going up, doesn't help it. Look at that RSI. So it's coming down soon. It doesn't have much more room to go up. See a little bit. So we're starting to roll over there. We didn't have that yesterday on the RSI, but now it's starting to roll over. Even on the daily, you can see a little red candle there. So there's a good chance we'll pull back to this area, back to this support level. Be about 54% profit. See what happens once we hit this support level. There's a good chance we're coming back to here. We'll just keep an eye on this. This happened yesterday because of some news, some promising news about ARPA. So we're gonna look, I'll feel good when we get a lower low. Once this happens, it'll come down pretty quick and we'll take profit. Okay, here's Kava. It's looking good. We'll see if it retests here. Then we'll think about getting out of the trade. But I would like to see it continue red and come right back down to this big support level, which going off of our first buy would give us a 26% profit. Again, we'll just keep our eye on Bitcoin. If it keeps rolling over, this will roll over. We might just get this support level, the 200-day moving average, and the other moving average is coming in. But even that, we'll probably take half profits there. That'd still give us 15%. But we just got our alerts on this and waiting to see if it comes back into this pattern and touches this trend line. Okay, here's the daily chart with Woo, and we're coming down nicely. We shorted at 0.21. Take profit is at 0.18, and that would give us a 15% profit. So already we're up about 5%. So we'll let this one keep going. If it does come up into this area retest up here near our original buy. We'll wait and see for a rejection, and I'd add to the short at that point. Go over to INJ. Okay, here's INJ. I had my initial buy here at 653. It bounced up. I put in another short at the upper trend line at 728. So that upper one, the second short, is up about 12%. The second one just a little bit. I'm waiting. So if we wait, looks like we've got a descending channel coming down. So I'm gonna wait till it comes down to the take profit. And from our original trade, be about 20% trade. And from our upper, be 28. So it'll be a good trade. So we'll wait and see what happens here. Everything looks good with Bitcoin heading down. So we'll see where this price gets to by the time Bitcoin hits the 25K support level. And we'll think about taking profits there. This is a good one. So that's it for today for now, unless something big happens. But if you want to go get more information, up-to-date information, I've got my 2 Telegram channels. One's free, the other one's pay. The pay one, I basically walk you through everything, where to buy, where to sell, what's going on, keep you updated so you're not in the dark. And the other one, I'm just throwing a bunch of trades in there and kind of keeping you up to date on what Bitcoin's doing. So I'll leave the 2 of them in the link in the description, and you should get over there and check them out.